Now then everybody, just a quick video on how to change the blade on your Jrl clippers. These are the Onyx ones. I've had them for about a year now and I love them. These have been used all day today and I do clean them thoroughly every day, but this just shows you how dirty they can get and why you need to give them a take apart occasionally. So stick a Phillips screwdriver into the blade like this. Phillips is the crosshead one, just in case anyone doesn't know. Pop the blade off, pretty easy. The static blade comes off like that, and you can see how much gunk there is in between the blades. That is after a day's work, to be fair, so I haven't properly cleaned them yet. The little plastic part comes off there as well, don't lose that, and that's what comes out behind it, which is pretty disgusting. Use a little spatula. This is just one of our wooden waxing spatulas. Just get in there, get all that crap out of the middle of the clipper. This is all stuff that builds up. Like I said, I clean these every single day. I spray them with Cool Care, but they still do get a bit grimy. So that's why it's important to clean them occasionally. Vacuum cleaner really helps too. Get the hoover on there. Again, make sure you don't hoover up any little parts, and that's them nice and clean. Be careful not to spray anything into the actual motor as well, because that can really damage it. Pop the fresh blade out. Here we go, shiny and new. This is a little plastic part we took out earlier on. This will be minging, oily and dirty as well. So give it a quick clean. There we go. Nice and clean. And then the two prongs go back in the two little holes that I'm going to point out in a second. That's very important because that's what connects to this part, which then connects to the moving blade. You spin the clip around and they just pop nicely into there, just like that. Nice and snug. Push those down, and that should be under tension there. Next job, get your moving blade. That just snaps over the top of that. And then get your static blade, that's the biggest one. And then don't worry about aligning it straight away, just pop your screws back in and just tighten them up lightly. Don't put too much pressure on and make sure that the screw goes in easily. If it doesn't go in easily, you might be cross-threading it, so be very careful. Not easy to do on these, but it's still a risk. So just make sure they tighten up nice and easily, but don't do them all the way up. Next job is to just turn the clipper over, align the blade, just get it somewhere near. You can fine-tune it at a later time, but just for the time being, get it somewhere near. You want to aim for the cutting blade to be sort of in the middle. And what you don't want is to be over too far over one way, because it can start eating your guards, and sometimes people complain about noisy clippers. Sometimes it can just be that the blades aren't set right and the moving blade is hitting against the guard because it's set too far over. There we go, that's somewhere near. There we are, and you can see the gap as well. It's not fully zero gapped. I'm not a massive fan of fully zero gapping my clippers. We do kids' hair and all sorts of things, and I tend to not like the risk. I feel like you can fade pretty well anyway. But obviously that's up to you. Next stage is put a bit of oil on. They come pre-oiled a little bit anyway, but it's always best to put a bit of clipper oil on just to keep them in as good a nick as you can. Run them for a few seconds just to get the oil spread around the blade. And that's it. Job done.